I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey guys, DMJ here. Just want to say thanks to everybody who's been watching the videos and liking these. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And mainly the people that leave the comments. The interaction is what it's all about for me. And so yeah, thanks for that, everybody. I wanted to get this video out today because I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook on people just rage quitting OSE and OSR editions of Dungeons and Dragons. And I want to go into that because I've got a lot of ideas about it, and we're going to see how we can fix it. How you can actually keep players in your old school games. If you didn't run it back in the old days, back in the 70s or 80s or 90s, it's going to be hard for you to fully understand how you got to run these things. And it's different now. It's different than when we ran it back then. So before I get started, check this shirt out. It's Dungeon Master, and it says the same thing from my intro. I'm your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. I thought this shirt was dope. I got it from 80stees.com. Let's talk about OSE real quick. Love Old School Essentials. The bad part about it, and some of the problem, is Old School Essentials assumes that you know a lot about old school D&D already, because their target audience is the old school guys. You will have a lot of people who are just sick of 5th edition or sick of the other editions, and they hear about this game and they come back to it and they try to run it from the book, and it's just, they're pissing their players off because, oh, here's a random encounter and we're going to drop this super powerful monster in and it just wipes somebody out completely. And the players, they're 5th edition players, they're probably 3rd edition at the earliest. You know, most of these players are probably, you know, Pathfinder, 5th edition. A lot of people just came in 2020. It's a lot of new people from the whole COVID thing where everybody's running games online and people started playing D&D. So they don't know how to play in an old school game. A lot of the things seem unfair. The poisons, you know, save or die. You know, you fight a spider, first level, it bites you, you're dead. People want a story. They want something to be a part of. They don't understand. They're from a newer generation that doesn't understand that this is a game. They are part of a different sort of D&D that is what you see with the critical roles and all that stuff, which is a real story driven, and which is why I believe Wizards of the Coast makes characters so hard to kill, is so you can keep that story going. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Whatever. This is the main point. And then we're going to go over some of those points. You cannot run OSE, OSR the way that we did back in the 80s and 90s and 70s, because these new players have too many options. Okay? They have way too many options. A lot of them, as I said, came in to online gaming during COVID, and they know that there's 100 games out there. They can just pack up from your game. I see people saying the players just packed up and just walked out. They just left. And there's too many options for them, right? So you can't just run this raw and expect to keep a happy table. Here's what you got to do. It's real simple. You got to run it sort of like 5e or Pathfinder, right? Just to get them hooked. We want to get them into the concept that the worry of character death creates tension, and that makes a fun game. Okay, the tension is what makes the game fun. The scariness of it is what makes it fun. Okay, we got to get these players out of the frame of mind that they're going to be gods by 10th level and that there's a save for everything, that everything is just built right into their character class. Because in 5e it really is. You're going to have, if you've got a group of 5 or 6 people, they most likely have a solution right on their character sheet. Once you have them hooked, then we can say, okay, you guys love this system. You love the battles, they're fast and dangerous. You love the spells, you love this. Why don't we give it a try the way they did in the old days? Why don't we play it rules as written? Once they love it, they're gonna say, we gotta try this. You know, because you guys might like running it either way, the old school way or the new way, you know, the new modified way. And either way is cool as long as we're playing some good old school stuff. First thing that we gotta do, forget about the combat sequence. Forget about it. I've talked to Stefan Picorni, who still runs First Edition. I talked to Luke Gygax. I talked to all these guys, Mike Murals. None of them use it. Do it after they're hooked. After they're hooked is when you can run the combat sequence. Let's try it out. Either way, either if you run the combat sequence or you let them move and attack, it doesn't matter. Next, let's talk about these poisons. Not every spider in the world is poisonous. All the ones in the book are, but that doesn't mean all the spiders in your world are poisonous. They don't have to be. If you just want a big hairy spider that jumps down and maybe throws some webs onto the players or something like that. But the last thing you want to do is have everybody make up characters and then they die by one poison bite. If you absolutely want to use the poison, make it do something else besides kill you. It slows them. They can only move half speed. It makes them weakened. Their damages do half. It makes them sickened. You know, everything is hard to do. All the rolls are on hard. You can do it like that, or do 2 saves. And that's what I was going to lead into next. You can do 2 poison saves and the second one kills you if you want to stick to that type of thing. But save versus death, same thing. I like save versus death and stuff like that. I always ran pretty brutal games back in the day. But as I said, that was back in the day. Okay, let's talk about hit points. You gonna let them maybe have 2 hit points? No, we can't do that, no. Everybody's starting at maximum hit points. The game is so hard. You don't have to, there's gonna be people watching like, what? No, you never start. You never start at full hit points. The game is so hard statistically that you don't need to keep them from having maximum hit points first level. I mean, we're trying to build a story. Are you on this, are you hell-bent to where you want to kill characters, or are you trying to create a story? And if you make somebody who's like, man, I really love this character, and then they die at the end of the first session, yeah, they'll make another character, but it's not gonna be as fun because they really liked that character. Don't save your characters' lives. You know, if they do something stupid or the dice roll, you know, a certain way, but give them some hit points. You know, give them a chance. What? Geez, the thief's gonna have 4? Is that too many for you to give out? You want them to actually roll to get it? Give them the 4. This is gonna be the one that you really don't like. You gotta give them a special ability. Sorry, but the wizard needs stuff like a magic missile cantrip. He's gotta have something, okay? There's just no arguing about it. You know, and I know later on, blah, 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 they get powerful. I know all that. Again, keep in mind, we're on the track of we're converting 5e players. My games, I call it inherent. Inherent magic. The wizard has magic missile and read magic to start with 3 times per day. Be able to use it 3 times per day. That way it's not 2 5e, 4e, you know, it's unlimited. Can't just magic mix, magic missile. 3 times a day. That kind of goes along with like, it feels like 2nd edition type stuff. Like a lot of the items you could use 3 times a day and stuff like that. So that's what I went with on that. How do they get this stuff? Well, they'll be getting all this gold. In my cities, there's trainers. Okay, there's trainers that the players can go to, and I'll give them a couple little abilities that they get to choose from. It kind of gives them a path on what kind of character they want to build. You can do things like allow the fighter to use his strength score for dexterity. That makes him sort of an archery type fighter. I have things like the dwarf with his shield. He can reach over and grant +2 AC to anybody who's standing adjacent to him. These are skills that they can learn from their trainer. And they can spend their money. Same thing in cities. I'll go over this maybe in another video, but I have services in town with all these different temples, and the players can go there and buy services that they need. Let's talk about loot. As I told you, 5th edition. Players don't need magic items. But in this edition, they do. And it allows players to do cool little stuff. I've got some examples for my adventure coming up here on Sunday. They're called relics. Relics are basically a one-use magic item. And you can give these out like popcorn, and players can eat them up, and they're fun. They're not overpowering, and the players feel like they're getting a bunch of treasure here, starting off low level, like, oh, I'm getting this treasure. It's all just kind of minor stuff, but they're getting something, and it's fun. Again, it goes back to, why are you adventuring? If you can find a bag of gold for 500, 150 gold or 200 gold, you just take that gold and live off it. So why would you keep risking your life? Because you're looking for artifacts, you're looking for treasure, and you want to become more powerful with these these artifacts, these magic items. So here's a quick couple examples of just some little popcorn that you can throw out to your players. I got like a roach bomb. I got this from ICRPG. It's a little mechanical roach. You wind it up and you set him down, and he will like buzz toward somebody, and he explodes. For, you can make the damage whatever you want. D6, D8, D12, D20, whatever you want. Another quick one, we're getting kind of far into the video here, but a bag of keys. If the players come to a door and they don't have a key to it, they can reach into here, and there's a 10% chance that they magically pull out a key that will fit this lock. It could save their lives in a cool way one day, like everything comes down to this D100 roll, fun little stuff like that. One more, I think I have, it's not here, it's in the adventure, a bag of bones. You can, it's this bag of bones, one time per day, you can throw it out, and it creates like a 4 hit point skeleton warrior that will fight next to the group until it's dead. You put the bones back in, next day you can use it again. There's a couple things for you. I hope you guys enjoy the video. And remember, we got to convert these guys, show them the old school, show them how fun it can be. We bring them in, we lure them in, and then we say, okay, why don't we play this on hard mode, the way they played it back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So hope you guys like the video. See ya.